What's up, everybody? It's Pallet Town Smeargle, and today I've got another deck profile for y'all. I'm just going to go through my list of all of them. So today, let's see what we got. We have the Mighty Burning Abyss. It's kind of fallen out of favor, but honestly, like in the past year, this has been one of my favorite decks to play. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm incorporating some of the new support. I'm not playing this deck just to be, tier 1 be the best. I'm playing it to have fun, I think. Even though the deck does kind of autoplay itself sometimes. But I like that because it's kind of in flavor with, like, the idea of Burning Abyss. Like, the monsters, like, the deck plays you, and it's like a deck about, like, fiends and demons and stuff, and it's just interesting to me. Alright, I'm gonna get into the profile here. We're gonna start off with the main deck. 3 Graph Malabranch. He searches from the deck in specials and he sent to the graveyard. All Burning Abyss monsters have that effect. Where if you have no spell or trap cards, you can special it from your hand, but you can't use their other effect. So I'm not going to go through that, but his effect is if he goes to the graveyard, you can special a Burning Abyss monster other than Graph from the deck, and that's pretty good. Along with him, I play 3 Seer. He specials from the graveyard when he goes, other than himself, which is good for bringing things back. 3 Skarm. When Skarm goes to the graveyard during the end phase of that turn, you get to add a level 3 Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. So you can add Tour Guide of the Burning Abyss or things like that, or any of the other Malabranches, which is pretty good. I play 2 Farfa. Farfa banishes a card till the end of the turn, so he's good for removing Xyz material or just getting a problem monster out of the way. And what's nice, if your opponent forgets about it, as long as you say it's banished till the end of the turn, you've done your part of, and I know there's a bit of rule sharky, but it's relevant because it happens. If your opponent forgets about that card, they don't get it back. 2 Libic. He specials one from your hand when he's sent to the graveyard. I really like this card. I'd love to play it at 3 if I had room, but I don't have room right now. Still playing 2 Rubik. I could cut him and put the 3rd Libic in, but he's pretty good to get around certain things. And comboing him with Libic is nice if you get Flying Seed. So I play 2 Kagna because we play a lot of the Burning Abyss spells and traps. So this helps getting them into the graveyard and setting up those plays for later. 2 of the new guy. Barbar. It's kind of just testing him out, seeing how much I liked him. I kind of like the fact that if you make him, or make a Nightmare Shark with him as material, you're doing 2900 damage late game, which is crazy. 2 Drog. When he's sent to the graveyard, oh, I forgot, I didn't explain his effect, since he is newer. Barbar's effect, Barab, Barbar. Barbar's effect is when he goes to the graveyard, you can banish up to 3 Burning Abyss cards or monsters. Cards from your graveyard, and then your opponent takes 300 damage. So he's really good at late game. That's why I'm playing him at 2. I don't really know. He might come out for something else. But then 2 Drug. So when he's sent to the graveyard, you can stack a Burning Abyss card on your deck. So he's really good if you can send him and then use a Dante effect to get off the effects you need. Or just to draw into something the next turn. 1 Kagna to hit face downs. And then into the non-Burning Abyss monsters, 2 Mathematician. I really like, you go Mathematician, send Libic from deck, special one from your hand, and then you can go into your Dante play. It's just like playing Tour Guides in this deck, which we do play 1 of because it's honestly the best card in the deck, and you can only play 1, so you're going to play 1. Then on to spells. 2 Terminus of the Burning Abyss. This is the new fusion spell. We do play the fusion monster in our extra deck, but this is also pretty good with its ability. It says you can fusion summon 1 Burning Abyss monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or side of the field as materials. So standard fusion support. During your main phase, except the turn this card is sent to the graveyard. So just like Breakthrough Skill, You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one Burning Abyss monster, gets 800 attack points until the end of your opponent's next turn. This is really, really nice to be able to push for some more damage, make your Dantes a little bit bigger. This deck kind of has struggled, as I hit the microphone, struggled in the past with getting over things that have more than 2,500 attack points. And this is a good way to do that. As well, to push for late game damage is nice too. Next to good and evil of the Burning Abyss, we don't, as you can see, we don't play the ritual monster, we just play the spell. This is because this searches, simply put, just like that, just like Terminus and Breakthrough Skill. If this card is sent to the graveyard, the following turn you can banish it and then search for a Burning Abyss card and put it in your hand, which is awesome and really, really good in this deck. Especially because we are playing the fusion. Then 2 1-ofs, 1 Foolish Burial just propels the deck along a lot faster. And 1 Book of Moon to get you out of troublesome situations. Traps, we play 9 traps. We play 2 Fireleak in the main. Fireleak's a good card, but playing 2 and then playing 3 can get a little cloggy, especially at the beginning. 2's pretty good, and it just clears boards. 2 Karma Cut and 2 Phoenix Wing Windblast for your pitch traps. They've been pretty good to me so far. And then 2 of the new trap card, Fiend Grieving. This is kind of like Burning Abyss's version of Sinister Shadow games. You target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, and they get shuffled back into their deck. And then you take 1 Fiend type monster from your deck and send it to the graveyard. So you can do some interesting things on your opponent's turn, like, you know, Fiend Grieving out your Kagna and then send your one of your spells to the graveyard, like your Good and Evil, and then search the next turn, which is really nice. Or, you know, get your Graph and get some monsters on board, you know, before your opponent's battle phase. You don't take some damage, which is nice. It just has a lot of applications. And then the one of Torrential Tribute. This is good just if your opponent wants to clog board, since the Burning Abyss monsters in and of themselves aren't all that big. Sometimes they can just run through you, and this helps with that. Onto the extra deck. We play 1 Dante, 1 Pilgrim Dante, the new fusion monster. Use a 2800 attack fairy fusion effect with, you have to use 3 Burning Abyss monsters with different names. And then, sorry, I have to flip him and read him because I'm not too familiar with him. But the 2800 is nice because, like I said, this deck's had issues getting over stuff with more than 2500 attack. Gotta be fusion summoned, so he can't be special summoned back by Seer. And he can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, which is really nice. Only thing that doesn't get around is Trishula. But once per turn, during either player's turn, you send a Burning Abyss card from your hand to the graveyard to draw a card, which is also pretty good in this deck. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card you control is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. So you get a little disruption, which is nice, but that draw effect is nice, and his overall attack strength is nice, and the ability to get potentially 3 Burning Abyss effects from going to the graveyard off is nice. I say potentially because you might have used one of their effects already that turn, but I'm still playing the 2 Virgil. Virgil's a good card, especially with the Mathematician Libic combo, and he just gets around certain things that and when he dies you get to draw a card, which is good too. And then into the Xyz monsters, Triple Dante, he's your beater of the deck. You send 3, which is cost, by the way, so even if they Valor him, you still choose your number and mill your 3. That's very important for getting your other effects off. Triple Downer Magician, just to save your Dante plays and to get a bigger beater on the board. 2 Nightmare Shark, just to push for damage. 1 Acid Golem, 1 Giga Brilliant, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, and 1 F-Zero. So that's going to be it for the extra deck going on into the side, which is still kind of a work in progress and more of a personal meta call at this point. So if you don't like something that's in there, let me know in the comment section below, but just know it's a meta choice. But if you can, this is a better card all around, or, you have some advice, put it in the comments, phrase it nicely, and we'll take it into consideration. We've got Triple Majesty's Fiend. This card is just great right now. Just shutting down effects is nice, always has been. 2 Vanity's Fiend. I'm playing the Fiends just because I see a lot of Flying Sea at my meta and not a lot of Ojama Trio. So if you see Flying Seas around, it's good to have the Tributors. I'm playing one more Barbar in the side just to be able to bring him in on decks that it's nice to burn out. Mainly this was for Klee because they pay so much life points anyways that hitting them for more chunks of 900 is still nice. Triple MST because we don't play it in the main, but we got it. 2 Mind Crush, 2 Ojama Trio for other Burning Abyss matchups, the 1 Vanity's Emptiness, and our 3rd Fire Lake. That's going to kind of be it for that deck. Drop me a like if you like this deck profile. Comment down below any changes you'd make. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends. Yeah. Alright, with all that being said, this is Pallet Town Smeargle signing out.